And today we are reacting to Brittany Renner's new boyfriend just changed everything. Now we all know Brittany Renner. She is the woman that turned to Islam to be with Kevin Gates, and they were supposedly married for, maybe 3 months, if that. Then she gets divorced from Kevin Gates and then inverts from Islam immediately, begins to spiral, and then is posting videos of PJ Washington picking up his kid. His kid is crying, and she talking about how he needs to step up and be in his kid's life as he's being in his kid's life. It don't really make sense, but it seems like she got a new man, and it seems like she might be happy.
Brittany Renner had a very interesting 2025. She started off single, then she converted to Islam, and then she started dealing with Kevin Gates. Now remember, Kevin Gates was still married to Drika, but it's okay. It happened anyway. And they seem to be all in love.
I'm having it. You talking about my wife? You talking about these girls right here?
Then...
That's a question you would have to ask him.
Okay.
But we got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
So you're divorced?
Yes.
And Brittany Renner was out there by herself. She went from wearing her hijab all the time to going back, dressing real worldly. And this is what best summed it up.
When you've come from a completely different lifestyle before, like Britney, to then be like this and for people to expect that it can last, or even for her to, or expect that it won't come with some ups and downs, I think is really unrealistic. And the people judging her as well, like, this is not what this religion is about.
The lady is right. Brittany Renner went from a free lifestyle to becoming a Muslim wife, although it was kind of unauthorized, kind of off the books. But still, to be able to do that and for her to maintain that was really unrealistic. But it's okay. She still achieved something in 2025. I mean, she was with PJ Washington. If you look at his Instagram, he has like almost 1 million followers. Then she was able to get with Kevin Gates, who has like almost 11 million followers. So going to PJ Washington, to a well-known rapper, is, well, not so bad, because it still shows that, hey, listen, it does mean that somebody her age and somebody she is attracted to still wants her. It's very important to know that Brittany Renner has a preference for light-skinned men. We've seen it with PJ Washington and with Kevin Gates. And Kevin Gates has a preference for mixed or light-skinned women. Same thing with PJ Washington. They all like lighter-skinned people. But Brittany Renner has went viral because she's now dating somebody new.
I'm really excited as we approach closer to Big Ben. Like, we gotta drive. If we're on these winding roads, we gotta focus on just driving in the moment. But you weren't even texting. I think you were on chat. But other things, so thank you.
She done caught her one. She locked in, bro. I ain't even mad at it, bro. I ain't even mad at it. The truth of the matter is, somebody, I don't even want to say it like that, but I'm gonna say it like that. Somebody gotta get the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Actually, somebody doesn't actually need to take the short end of the stick. No one can have the short end of the stick. No one can grab the stick. But Brittany Renner, even though I feel like men in the industry, or famous men, or men of a certain caliber, are basically done with her after all of these shenanigans, there are still men out there that would be with her. You know what I'm saying? But that's a scary game, bro. Like when that shit switch in her brain, bro, and she no longer rock with you, we done seen how she acts, and it's not good, bro. So, hey, hopefully this her one and they lock in forever type shit.
This is so beautiful.
Wow.
Now, remember we went to the Instagram followings? Again, PJ Washington has 866,000. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks, rich multimillionaire. Kevin Gates, I heard, is now broke.
Got him!
but he has 11.6 million followers. This guy has 16.4K followers. And that's interesting because Brittany Renner has almost 4.4 million followers.
He must have money in some type of way. Because what did he do? DM her? Did he just send her a DM and was able to lock it down? No. Highly doubt it. He would have had to like meet her in person, and she would have had to like, I feel like, deem him, you know, of a certain caliber for her to take serious. Or she has completely thrown all of her standards out of the window in order just to secure a man at this point. And honestly, I wouldn't actually be even too mad at that, you know? Like, if you have a man for a year and then you have 5 years no man for a year, 5 years no man, and you're looking for a certain caliber man to keep up a certain caliber lifestyle for yourself, you're better off just getting a dude that makes 1/5 of what these guys make and is able to, you know what I'm saying, stay consistent in your life. So maybe that's what she did, but bro, I can't help but feel like there's something isn't right here. You know, she's going from rappers and NBA players to whoever this man is. Maybe.
Damn.
I tried to find some information on this brother. I don't have any issue with him or anything like that. But it seems like, you know, he's a guy that, I don't know, maybe he may be important behind the scenes. Okay. He could be a creative director or something. He definitely might be in his late 20s, early 30s. But the reality is that this, in my honest opinion, seems like a normal guy and a guy that Brittany Renner typically would not date. All right. Now I saw some of what the ladies were saying about him. They thought like, you know, hey, you know, the brother looked good and all that. That's what they said. But in comparisons to the kind of men that she typically dates, which are athletes and guys who have a lot of money in the industry, he doesn't seem to be like one of them.
Which is why this might actually be good for her. I'm not gonna lie, she needed to cut it out with all the industry niggas, you know what I'm saying? Life gets so much harder for you when you keep dating industry niggas and everybody knows that you're dating these industry niggas. Wouldn't that make your life just more difficult to get more industry niggas? You know what I'm saying? When you keep your shit low key, you got, you know, you dated a couple of dudes, nobody knows, you know what I'm saying? They're just random dudes that you liked and, you know, it didn't work out. It's a lot easier for people to get past all of this, even though, you know, it's really none of niggas' business. You know what I'm saying? It's some real unemployed information. But it's still one of those things, like, if I could name out 6 niggas that you've been with, 6, 7, 8, you know what I'm saying? 6, 7. But, yeah, if you can name out, like, 10 niggas a shorty been with, it's like, come on. You know what I'm saying? But it's better when you keep your shit like low key, or niggas don't know who these people are and shit, so they can't name them. And you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of, bro. I'm happy for her, bro. I'm happy for her, bro. Hey, shout out to Brittany Renner, man. Go ahead, lock down your man. Do I think it will work? That's a whole another conversation. But shout out to Brittany, man. Be happy, man.
So this brings me to another part about this episode.
Women settle down with less attractive men when they can't get the man that they truly want. I know that statement just went way over your head for quite a few of y'all.
No. Same thing with the Cardi B situation. I just made a video on it. It was one of my commentary videos. I'm gonna start dropping, you know, reaction videos and commentary videos, you know, in the midst, just kind of back and forth type ish. But I literally say in the video, there's a huge difference between the man a woman wants and the man a woman ends up with. And she ended up with Offset. And if we being real, Offset is chop shit. Hey, be what it be, it what it is. Offset chop shit, Stephon Diggs not chop shit. So what happens? Stephon Diggs does whatever the hell he wants, and she deals with it. And that's because she actually wants to be with Stephon Diggs. But that's the problem. You need to find a balance between what you want and what you can get. And if you can get what you want, chances are you gonna want some other shit because it's too easy to get that. It's a real nice little balancing act that you have to do in order to find your perfect person. But yeah, Stephon Diggs, that nigga out here wilding. You know, when Offset was doing it, she was talking crazy, dragging this nigga through the mud. Stephon Diggs, 4 baby mamas in a year, or I think it's actually 5. 5 baby mamas within the span of a year. She cool with it. And why? Because that's the man she want. And she gonna do whatever she needs to do to get the man she want. So y'all be careful out here, brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be very careful out here because you might be you might be the safe option. You know what I'm saying? That's like a shorty come up to you, or are you talking to a shorty and she says, "Yeah, I like yours because the big ones they hurt." The big ones they hurt, bruh. Yours is the perfect size because the big ones they hurt. That shit not a compliment. You know what I'm saying? You almost have to take that shit as an insult. You have to take that shit as an insult. So if shorty tries to settle down with you because she can't get the nigga she want, it's time to dip, brothers.
Yeah, I know y'all women gonna say, no, I love my husband. Oh no, that's not me. Not every woman's like that. You might have grew to love him. You might have learned to love him. You might think you love him. See, a lot of women won't admit this, but a lot of women settle.
She says that women settle down with less attractive men when they can't get the man they really want. Now, this does not always mean physically attractive, okay? Financially attractive men, it's kind of like who women are looking for, okay? Especially if you're Brittany Renner, because you've been exposed to dealing with certain men before and all of that. I mean, you're very known, you're in the industry, you've met everybody, you've had countless and countless of opportunities to do whatever thing that you want, all right? So this is important. But now she's with this guy who, in my honest opinion, he's a young director. I don't know exactly if he's like a boss dude or if he has a lot of money. It seems like he's in some level of the industry, maybe as a burgeoning artist himself. But is he rich? It doesn't seem like he's a rich guy at all. Okay. And this is not to be hating on anybody. Doesn't seem to be there. But then there's another perspective that's different.
And when we look at some of the most successful men in the world, Jeff Bezos, even though I think Lauren Sanchez, anyway, look at Lauren Sanchez. She's the speed limit. She's 55. She's been divorced multiple times. She has children. But look, one of the wealthiest men in the world wants to be with her, okay? Melody Hobson married George Lucas, I think, when she was 44. Meghan Markle married Prince Harry when she was 36, and she was divorced.
That was crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
My point is this: the older you get, the more you mature, the more your palate is refined, the better you become, the more elevated you are, the more you will get. You will not settle the way that you did when you were younger. So it's not the worst thing to be over 30 and single, okay? You're just getting started at 30. 40, you're cracking the surface.
You gotta be like that. You gotta be like that. You talking about shorty that married Prince Henry? What's her name? Meghan Markle? Let me see. Meghan Markle? Yeah, let me see. Let me see if she really like that for real, for real. She's like that to a certain... No, she's like that. She's like that. Let me chill. She's like that. Especially when they first got together, she was definitely like that. Let me see. Meghan Markle, what, 2020? Let me go 2020, bro. Let me go 2020. Yeah, nah, she was like that. You know what I'm saying? And now they married. yo, she won the lottery. I don't know what she did to get this nigga, but that shit worked, boy. But you really gotta be like that though. This ain't an easy game to play. You know what I'm saying? Waiting until you're 30, divorced, and then getting with a nigga like Prince Henry, getting with fucking Bill Gates, shit like that. And then on top of that, it comes to a point where these men have to be at a certain stage of their life where they actually want to settle down and get married, and they understand that younger women, sometimes it can be harder to do that, especially when you're that rich, because at that point you can have any woman you want. So it's difficult. So they're definitely trying to navigate, finding a wife if that's actually what they want. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a dangerous game to play. I don't think this is a good rhetoric, to put out. I don't think you should wait till you're 35 in order to get married. But it happens and it does work, you know what I'm saying? But type shit.
And 50 is lit. So don't let them try to bully you.
Lit.
Now this lady says, the older you get, the more you get. That's the whole idea of her particular post. She mentioned several women in their mid 40s and 50s that ended up getting high value men. And so just because they were older, I think Brittany Renner may be like 34, 35, it doesn't mean that you can't get the men that you want. And so she's even talking about that herself. Like, she thought that her life would be a certain way, but as she's gotten older, things have come out better for her. And now, everything is great. By the way, Brittany Renner is 33. Let me just kind of get to this whole idea about the older you get, the more you get. If you are a lady that is valuable to a certain circle, I agree with you. Your looks are important. So they would not be everything, okay? That's important to know. Looks are important. They are not everything, okay? However, here is what is everything. When you are a lady like Brittany Renner, this is a very, very important. When you're a lady like her and you don't add any value outside of shock value, you don't have anything in the industry that you can give. You're literally a woman that's broken. You don't come from good experiences. I mean, you've been dating guys that were even younger than you, like PJ Washington. I mean, even when you're in your late 20s, you're dating an 18 or 19-year-old. That just signifies that you're already kind of going downhill anyway. You had a baby by a guy that was like 19 or 20. So your first kid, by the way. Then you go to Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is an absolute joke.
And
now
he's
you're
married
dealing with
at the
this
time.
guy. And the reality is that you're going to help him find the lady that he's going to leave you for.
Woo!
You're introducing him to your competition because now I'm pretty sure his DMs are completely filled with new opportunities, new women, everything else, because, hey, you wanted to show the world that you have somebody.
And that is the problem with having the short end of the stick or the long end of the stick. Pause. Because if you're in a relationship and you have more clout, you introduce other people to more clout or the other person to more clout, it's very possible that they, like he just said, finds a replacement for you. But the same thing works, on the flip side for men and women, because a man, look at, Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat got with his shorty, and now his shorty is in the limelight, got her too big. And look at him now. Now he don't got his shorty no more, and she's about to go on to who, God knows who, you know what I'm saying? But it just comes to, you got to be careful, bro. You got to be careful who you choose. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, Brittany Renner chose the right dude, and this dude is going to lock in with her, and he's not using her to find more prospects. You know what I'm saying? He's not using her to find more buns, because he gets her buns, gets the push to a whole sea of buns, and then leaves her and goes start swimming through the sea of buns. You know what I mean? And that can very much happen, but hey, hopefully he's a good dude, you know? And he sees the great in her. Hopefully, you know, she's healed. I don't think so. It's too much to have happened in the span of a year for her to have healed through this. But hopefully, maybe, possibly, she's healed through this. And they can have a strong relationship and she can change her ways. But I really... The scary part is, I feel like if a rich nigga with clout and money was trying to get with her, she would leave this nigga for the rich nigga with clout and monions. You know what I'm saying? She changed her whole faith for a nigga, bro. Switched up her whole faith for a nigga like this. And then soon as that fell through, she switched back like this. You know what I'm saying? She's someone I feel like would switch up on some crazy shit. But hopefully not, man. Anyway.
That you can deal with and that somebody cares about you. A guy who has less money than you, probably. A guy who has less following you.
Yep.
I don't know the guy. He could be rich. I'm not sure. But he's definitely a young guy. You know, maybe mid-30s, late 30s, late 20s. I'm not sure. The reality is that she's fallen off. And don't get me wrong, they went to Big Bear Lake and had some fun and all of that. But Brittany Renner is falling off in front of our very eyes. She's less important to the industry. She's less important to a guy like this. And this man, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, would not be able to even get a response from Brittany Renner. He would not be able to get a response. Okay? Not a chance. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, especially like 10 years ago when Brittany Renner was like one of the first Instagram models.
Shorties, so a lot of women need to also be very careful when it comes to men, especially when you're of a certain status, because when this nigga 10 years ago, when this nigga was seeing you on Instagram, you know, whatever, doing whatever, it was probably a dream of his to crack some buns, bro. He's like, dang, bro, if I could get her, she's so bad, bro. I want to crack some buns. This nigga living out his childhood dreams. And then he's going to pump and dump you. So you have to, you know, move with some discernment, you know what I'm saying? And kind of be able to tell the difference when you really can't really tell the difference most of the time. You just need to find a very sincere person and hopefully, you know, they love you. They love you as much as you love them and y'all could stick it through. But it's very possible that, bro, like, he's like, dang, bro, if I could have got shorty, boom, he get the chance to, boom, he gonna go for it. He gonna do it. Who's not gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? So he's doing it, living out his dreams. He's like, yo, back in the day, ski. And then, you know, in another year, however long, he might be like, I lived it up. It's not as awesome as I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he just like, nope, I did it. So what? On to the next. So y'all be careful, especially women with clout. With women with clout, manyan, be careful because niggas might use you just as a status symbol so that they can get more clout, more manyan, and get to more buns.
Not a chance in hell. At 33, there's not so many people knocking on that door anymore. And it's not because Brittany Renner is not beautiful. It's just that it costs too much to deal with Brittany Renner. It's just too much problems. Like, who wants to put up with Brittany Renner every day that has something to lose? Nobody. I mean, if you've seen what happened with that whole video and whole dust up with her mom and PJ Washington, the baby mom and all that, nobody can put up with that. Nobody wants to put up with a woman who is completely broken, who doesn't operate with any level of framework, except a guy like that, all right? A young guy who probably feels that, hey, look, she's not what everybody thinks. I mean, you always have a guy like that. She's not what everybody thinks, you know. I can change her. Or at the very least, I can get clout from dealing with her. He'll be in and out like everybody else. And you see that the men that she's dealing with, as far as value or industry value, is getting worse. Again, I'm not hating on the brother. He's probably somebody that's big time behind the scenes. I'm not sure. But I can tell you one thing. He's definitely not on PJ Washington's level. He's definitely not on Kevin Gates' level. And if she could do better than that, she would do better than that. Like Manny Fresh once said, if you would, you could. You can't, so you ain't.
Woo!
So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shady Jackson back at it again.
I think it's if you could, you would. If you can't, you ain't. But type shit. I think that that just makes a little more sense in my head. But bro, like I said, man, I wish the best for Brittany Renner, bro. I don't want to wish bad on her. She just doesn't seem like she mentally all there. Like she feel like she need a lot of healing. She got a lot of healing to do. Like she really needs to like reevaluate herself. Honestly, because I feel like that's something. You know, all the videos I've seen of her, like. Then again, those are all of the things I see about her on tabloids and things of that nature. Maybe she's mad chill and her worst moments are the moments that I saw. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And if nobody told you today, I love you. Peace.